Director, yes or no, is the FBI still spying on parents at school board meetings?
No, sir.
Is the FBI still targeting Catholics?
No, sir.
Is the FBI still spying on President Trump?
I don't believe so.
Is the FBI still censoring Americans?
No, sir.
Is the FBI still targeting Americans for shopping at Cabela's or purchasing Bibles?
Nobody is targeted for their faith.
Is the FBI still targeting Americans who are pro-life?
Nobody is targeting anyone for their beliefs.
The FBI is back to cracking down on criminals who violate federal law and is no longer being weaponized against the American people for simply being American. That's the message FBI Director Kash Patel wanted hammered home during his testimony in front of the House Judiciary Committee on Wednesday. Under the Biden administration, the Bureau was criticized for spying on Americans' financial records and personal information, as well as pulling resources away from crime fighting to go after President Trump. Missouri Representative Bob Onder pointed out after it was leaked that the Supreme Court was going to overturn Roe v. Wade, attacks on Christians dramatically increased.
Since the leak of the Dobbs decision, there have been 354 attacks on Catholic churches. In the first year following the leak, there were more than 100 attacks against pro-life pregnancy care centers, and the shadowy pro-abortion group Jane's Revenge claimed responsibility for 24 of these attacks. Meanwhile, the Biden FBI focused resources on attacking Catholics and peaceful pro-life protesters.
Onder went on to lament Biden's FBI did not investigate those attacks, but Christian and pro-life entities. But Patel says the Bureau under his leadership is ramping up its efforts to snuff out hate crimes and other violent crimes. And this is all showcased in the crime crackdown in Washington, D.C.
2,100 arrests, 37% decrease in violent crime, same time last year, 60% decrease in gun crimes, 74% decrease in carjackings, and 53% reduction in homicides in Washington, D.C. in the last month alone.
But Democrats wanted to harp on one thing, sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Ranking member of the committee Jamie Raskin tried to play gotcha journalism. He played a slew of podcast clips of Patel talking about convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein.
Has Epstein's list, they're sitting on it. That doesn't seem like something you should do. You're protecting the world's foremost predator. That seems like an evil thing to do, regardless of who may be embarrassed in the release of that list. Why is the FBI protecting the greatest pederast, the largest scale pederast in human history?
Simple, because of who's on that list.
Who has Jeffrey Epstein's
Black Book?
Black Book?
FBI.
But who? That is, I mean, there's...
Oh, that's under direct control of the director of the FBI.
Patel defended his handling of the Epstein files, stressing he's released more files than any other FBI director on the matter. And he says he's been able to release all the files he legally can, and laments the scarce information from the investigations into Epstein from the mid-2000s. But he fired back at Raskin, torching the politician's dismissal of the Bureau's hunting of child sex offenders.
We have released more material than anyone else before. The Biden administration, Obama administration had the exact opportunities to release this material, and they never did. And if you are selling the men and women of the FBI, we're not going after child predators. Hang on, you said we're not going after child predators. 1,500 child predators arrested this year, 35% increase, 4,700 child victims.
Mr. Chairman, I'm going to reclaim my...
He tried to connect President Trump to the alleged Epstein list and claimed Trump could be mentioned in the Epstein files as many as 1,000 times. But Patel brushed off these allegations, saying he's not concerned with political dunking, but with the facts of the case.
My job is to provide for the safety and security of this country. My job is not to engage in political innuendo so you can go out to the sticks and get your 20-second hit in your fundraising article. But keep going, reclaiming your time, because the people of California are being underserved by your representation.
Patel also touted the FBI's record-breaking crime-fighting stats, taking down violent criminals, traffickers, and cracking down on illegal immigration. He laments for the Bureau to score these numbers, crime and illegal immigration had to run rampant for a period of time. But he says his mission will be to reverse the sky-high crime rates seen under the Biden administration and set a legacy of crime fighting that'll characterize the FBI for years to come.
If we're failing, how are we arresting 23,000 violent felons? Twice as many as this time last year. Are we failing? Because if we're failing, how are we seizing 1,500 kilograms of meth, 25% increase from last year? Are we failing? Because we captured 4 top 10 FBI most wanted from around the world in 7 months. That's more than the entirety of the last administration. Are we failing because we put 1,500 child predators in prison? Are we failing because we dismantled 300 human trafficking networks? Which is it? You don't like me, that's fine. But don't you dare disparage the men and women of the FBI that are producing record results in historic fashion to protect this country. They are kicking ass for America, and they're going to continue to do so.